fellow Toastmasters. Isn't it a gorgeous day out there today? It's just nice. It's like, I want to go golfing. Anyway, people ask me, my speech is on real estate and the thought of the day of real estate. And so people ask me, what do I do for a living when I'm running around? And I go, well, I have JulieWaldorf.com. Let's get right side up with Real Estate Choices. So I have 3 companies, actually. JulieWaldorf.com is a marketing company, the videos, and I throw it up on YouTube and my website. And it markets Right Side Up, which is to provide permanent quality housing for single-parented children and the homeless families out there. That'll be my main focus until the day I die. And then I have Real Estate Choices, which is just kicking it up and getting going. I've been a broker for 30 years in Colorado Springs. And Real Estate Choices is a traditional real estate company that works traditionally but charges untraditionally, or actually charges by hourly fees. So I put on the table in front of everybody my card, okay, and it also explains my real estate fees and what I do. I give sellers choices and buyers choices in real estate. With real estate today, with the internet, I believe that it's unnecessary to have several brokers in the deal, unless it's very complicated. And when you're talking just a single-family home in brick and mortar, it's not that complicated. It's a matter of filling out paperwork, negotiating the contract, and bringing it to close, and coaching people through the deal. So with the internet today, our buyers go out and they kind of figure out where they want to live. And then they go into Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com, which is, by the way, owned by NARM, which is the National Association of Realtors. I'm just following National Association of Realtors as a role model for myself. And PPAI, which is Pikes Peak Association of Realtors. And they find the property, they look in there, and they check it out. When they're in front of the house that they think they want to take a look at, they call their realtor friend or the person on the sign. And because of that, the sales these days for in-house sales is up at least 30 to 40%, which I checked last about 5 months ago. And when I join the MLS, which will be next week, I will do my numbers again, because I'm a numbers gal, and figure it out. But I've been told it's up as high as 80%, that in-house sales are as high as 80%, which is not a bad thing. It's all good. It's all progress. And so, so sellers really don't need to have somebody, the market's so strong, the sellers don't really need to have somebody to be paying, well, they need a real estate broker, but they don't need to be paying so much money, is what my thought is. It complicates the deal, and it's not that complicated, really. They need the forms, and they also need the sign, the lockbox, the flyer box, so I charge an advertising fee. And then to negotiate the contract and bring it to close, I just charge an hourly fee. Buyers need that need, sellers need that need, but they don't need someone driving around showing them 100 houses, or even 25 of them. They just don't need that. They just need someone to help them out with the paperwork. So, I'm starting this company now called JulieWaldorf.com Real Estate Choices. I did do a tester, actually, in about 14 years ago when I saw the internet just coming along and people getting their internet. Now everybody has a computer just like a laptop, or not a laptop. Everybody has a computer in their homes like a microwave. Even little kids have computers, so everybody can search properties and see what's going on. That's not what people need these days. So at that time, I saw that coming like a snowball, going, oh, this is what's going to happen. So I did spend 20 grand and advertise it like crazy cool. I put it on TV, and I put flyers out, and I put it in every little newspaper, in the big newspaper, flyer in the Gazette. I mean, I spread it all over the place. When I had it on TV, I had it during Oprah and Good Morning America. And yeah, believe it or not, I sold 60 homes in 6 months. I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa, holy schmolies. That was a lot of work. And it was. But it did work, and there is a need for it. So now that the time is here, I just decided, well, I'm going to sit back. I went to Breckenridge and decided I'm going to sit back and do my work and raise my children. Well, now my children are raised, and it's time to kick it up again and get it going and see if it works again. Who knows? I don't know until I test it. So, or test it and get it going, but I believe it does, actually. So, I also, what I did was I went into the thought of the day. I'm changing the subject now. The thought of the day I had was I went into the public trustee's office and site to see what's going on with the foreclosures and what's going on with our market. The public trustee is we're a third-party state. We have the borrower, the lender, and the public trustee. California has a private trustee. Every state has a trustee, private or public. So we're public. We can just go right in the internet site and see what's going on. And so I passed out in front here also what is going on. And I analyzed it, because that's what I do. I'm a numbers gal. And interestingly enough, the foreclosures are up by about 25% from last year. The starts, I should say, not necessarily the sales, are up 25%. But the release of deeds of trust are literally down 50%. And that's what made me go, what the? What's going on? Okay, because release of deeds of trust are down 50%. What that tells me, as a person that has worked with investors, has been an investor and owner-occupied, I firmly believe everybody, if you're selling your home, keep it if you can. And keep it in the family if you can, because the hedge funders have hoarded our properties and have done RITs with them, if you notice in their, which I'll explain another time, because I'm sure I don't have time to explain the RITs. But keep your property if you can. Don't sell it, or sell it to a friend or someone who's going to be owner-occupied. Because with the release of the deeds of trust showing that it's 50% down, shows to me that there's less money flying one way or the other, if it's investors and or owner-occupied. And the starts on foreclosures are up. Not meaning that people don't want to buy a house, and that people are, it means that there's less money flying because they can't make their mortgage. But are we going through a hiccup? I'm not sure. With my numbers here, it's the first time that the release of deeds of trust have been down like this since 2009. And it's the first time since 2009 that the foreclosures have been up, that there's been a change. Usually it's been down, 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 down. So, that's what my thought of the day is investors have bought up our properties as life went on, and I, as a real estate broker, pay attention to stuff. I've been approached by someone to buy some properties. Do I know anybody who wants to buy a box of properties, or they call them tapes? $1 million or more, but we want to really deal with $20 to $40 million. It's like, what? What are they doing? And of course, I called some of my friends, and they told me, yeah, that's what's going on. People with lots of money know this. And so they literally have sold our notes and released the deeds of trust, and now everything's kind of skinny now because they've created where they sold like $20 million worth of property, and it was really worth $40 million. And they have siphoned through everything, kept the good and sold the bad, and basically they've made it where they could get 10 or 12% on the rentals of the houses. So the last thing that we want to do is have more investment property out there than owner-occupied. And from the census, from 2012, I looked in the census, and what it showed is that we're 77% owner-occupied in Colorado Springs. But I think that's changed a little bit, or quite a bit, looking at these release of deeds of trust. Going, whoa, there's a big jump down, meaning that they did sell most of the investment property that a lot of investors have bought, and they're out to buy some more. I went to a meeting in Boulder last year, and it was from PEMCO, P-E-M-C-O, and they had about 300 to 400 brokers in there. And PEMCO is with Fannie Mae, or FHA, and they had literally told us that there's going to be a lot of short sales this year. Try to get them sold, and if it's a good deal, sell it to us. And they had 3 hedge funders go up there. One bought mobile home parks. Just a mobile home parks. If you have a mobile home park, I'll buy it. 500,000 and above. That's me. 500,000 and above. I'll buy that. I'll hold them. We're looking for 5,000 properties, by the way, and 500,000 and below. Well, that's me. I flip most of them, but we're looking for 5,000 properties too, and they're making it a REIT, R-E-I-T. And so instead of it was a little nerve-wracking. He said, we'll pay cash and close in a week. And we all shook our heads and looked at each other going, what the heck is going on? So anyway, if I had more time, I would explain RITs. I apologize. It's Real Estate Investment Trust, and you might want to look it up in the computer. But thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day. It's Julie Waldorf, juliewaldorf.com.